Give me that double with cheese or double with cheddar.
Beef and cheddar.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, the beef and cheddar double.
Oh.
Yep.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a special episode of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm Perry, and we still have Curtis and our special guest, Matt, here with us.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, again.
I'm still here.
It's so good.
Matt's still hanging. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. So we had briefly mentioned it on Matt's episode that is coming out this week, but we wanted to compare this pick of Knob Creek that Curtis got from... Kurt, where did you actually get this Knob Creek pick from?
Jackson's Liquor Store.
Where is Jackson's Liquor Store?
In Lexington, Kentucky.
Okay.
Which, if you go down North Lime.
Okay.
North Limestone.
Okay.
And then past Broomwagon. Like past East Loudon.
That is way out there.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize that there was even a liquor store out there.
If you go a little further than that, that's where Jackson's is.
Gee
It's a
whiz,
little,
man.
little
Okay.
hole in the wall. They're great people, though. They're
Sure,
awesome.
sure,
They're awesome.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
sure. Okay, well, so Curtis brought this pick then, and what I brought was the pick of Knob Creek single barrel that I was a part of for Liquor Barn. So I don't want to let Matt know anything about either of these until he's actually had them. You didn't divulge any secrets, did you, Curtis?
I don't think I did.
If
Okay.
he did, I was too dumb to notice.
What a sport. What a real sport on this show.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our glasses lined up left to right, Curtis's pick to my pick. So we're naturally, because we're from the affluent West, gonna go left to right. So let's take a quick nose of Curtis's provided bottle. Lots of heat. Left to right, Kurt.
Left to right.
Which one? Left?
Left.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. There you go.
Sorry.
There you go. Curtis is confused, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's a little musty.
It is.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little musty, yeah.
Like grandma's basement musty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that a term of endearment or just...
No, I know what he means. I mean, he means it's just like when you walk into grandma's house and you're like, whoa, I'm here.
I'm not grandma's house.
Here's grandma. And this is her house. No, I get that.
I'm not... I had something that went through my mind.
No, it's
and I was
okay.
like,
It's
I'm
okay.
not
It's
gonna-
okay. It's okay. Let's
I'm
move
not gonna
on.
say it,
Let's move
yeah.
on. I think it's the woodiness that
Yeah, I'm getting a lot
that
of
is
the
coming
wood.
through. It's not.
I'm getting it's an overwhelming of
Yeah.
the wood.
Yeah.
Wood,
It's way-
barrel, smoke.
It's almost
Rick.
too much so.
Yeah.
Like, I
Which I've
can't-
never had.
I haven't really either. Like, I've never had anything that's been like overly oaked, where I've been like, I don't like the nose on this. What do you think, Matt?
I love it. The oakier, the better.
See,
really?
Yeah.
It's funny
Okay.
because
I really like.
I'm
Yeah.
sort of in your realm as well. I'm like, I kind of like it. I've never had it.
It's not bad. I just would prefer for something else to complement it or kind of shine through a little bit. But I don't know. Let's find out. It's not bad though.
It's kind of consistent all the way through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Like,
It tastes like the nose smells.
yeah, it
Yeah.
reveals all at the nose.
Yeah, yeah. which is not a bad thing necessarily, but I'm not particularly interested by this bourbon. Like, I'm not going, I need to keep diving into it to keep experiencing it. And like on the second sip too.
As you take the second sip.
I'm sorry. On the second sip too, like it's about the same. It's clear that it's older,
Yeah.
you know? And you said it's okay. Like I think you said earlier that it's 13 years, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think that it definitely tastes older.
Mm-hmm.
I would be really interested
At the end.
The finish is really where this shines though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where the what the heck? Is that me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I thought Curtis moved my microphone for a second, but it was just me. The finish really is where some of the sweetness kind of pokes through too, and it is a little bit honey-y
Really?
on the back end.
I'm getting the coffee.
I get a little bit of coffee too, but I think more so the sweetness of the honey.
Okay.
But I feel very strongly both ways. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I like the acidity of it, like how much saliva is being produced. Like it makes me want to go back for more.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like
I
if you
get it,
have
I get it.
if you have like soda water and bitters, you know how you get like that acidity.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
It makes me want to drink water.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Like, it makes me want to cleanse my palate pretty quickly.
Perry doesn't like it.
Maybe I just drink too much. I don't know.
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's just that there is something about it that makes me kind of question my experience with it. It's not bad.
See, I just took another sip, and that first, as it hit the front of the tongue,
initial hit?
yeah,
Yeah.
the front of the palate, I started to get more of those like florally, vanilla sweet notes, and then I mean it's not a long time, but like
It's real short.
it's real
Yeah,
short.
it's real short. Yeah.
It's real short, but it hits, and then it's like, hey, I'm gonna go back to
Yeah.
this barrel taste.
Yeah, I see that.
It's interesting.
It is. I just for a Knob Creek pick, it wouldn't be my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Now that may be because I'm so
Yeah, because you're so partial to the one
I'm
you
so
picked.
partial to
Okay.
mine, but I want you guys to try the pick that I was a part of. I mean, Kurt's had it, of course, but
Yeah. I will say, I mean, I do like this.
yeah, I do too. It's
But
just
I'm
it doesn't have the characteristics that I like with Knob Creek. Knob Creek to me
Yeah.
is very caramel forward. It's very nutty.
Mm.
And this just seems to lack it. And I honestly would not be able to pick this as a
Knob
Jim
Creek.
Beam product
Yeah.
or a Knob
No.
Creek
No.
expression. And like what I like about
Which,
what I like about picks. Sorry. Let me
no,
I'll
you
finish
go.
real quick.
Yeah.
What I like about picks is that they take what makes a bourbon work and just amplifies it. And I think that this is so much in a different ballpark that it almost doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I can
You
see
know?
that.
It's cool for the experience. It's cool for the fact that you can try something that a lot of people are not going to have. But for a Knob Creek pick, I'm like,
Yeah.
where's my Knob Creek?
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree with that. And it kind of goes back to, which this is the bonus episode, but like go back
Yeah.
and listen to our previous episode
Mm-hmm.
because Matt even mentioned, he was like, I expect a story and it to be I
Yeah.
expect to have in my cocktails anyway to have a drink and then to just what I think I do really well is elevate it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this totally goes separate of that. It's so different.
Yeah.
It's its own thing.
It's its
Yeah.
own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I totally like respect and I
Yeah.
really like that. And I enjoy it. I really do. But if I'm saying, oh, this is a Knob Creek pick, then I'm like, oh, this isn't
Yeah.
really Knob Creek.
Like if
And
you
that's why I said like how you were saying that I think what I do is I elevate it a little bit. Like I take a simple drink and I elevate it. I
Yeah.
think that's kind of in tandem with, oh, I have Knob Creek and I elevate it a
Yep.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
With this, you don't.
No.
So if you guys think, I have a question for you guys. I don't think I've asked you guys a single question throughout any of the podcasts
Yeah,
at
go
all.
for it.
And I know it's not like the inherent nature, I guess. Like if you're the guest, like you don't like
That's okay.
question the
That's all
people.
right.
But if this had like a different label, let's say this wasn't a Knob Creek single barrel pick, right?
Yeah.
Let's say this was Lexington's Best, right? Like, and that's just the name of the bourbon. Like.
I like where you're going.
Perry's dying.
I'm not sure about that, but okay.
No, just
yeah. I get what
generic
you're saying.
name A, and you insert in, or like bourbon name A, and you insert in. Would you guys be as, more specifically, would you be as upset with it if it was not Knob Creek? If you weren't expecting like an elevated Knob Creek?
No.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I was just
You would be
agreeing.
upset?
No, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay. No, I would not be as upset with it because, like, it is a good bourbon. It has good aspects of what makes bourbon enjoyable for me. But I am looking at it with the label of Knob Creek Single Barrel.
Right. Yeah.
You know. Now, if this were a completely different product, yeah, I would think that it is really good. But for the sake of, what we're doing right now,
Yeah.
no.
I agree. And that's where I differ is like, how do you take single barrel picks?
You take them
Some people say I want it to be an elevated version of the product that I am having.
which
You
is
said
what
that.
I say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why do we fault it when it's something completely different?
Because then it should be a completely different bourbon.
But it's a single barrel pick.
No, you're right. You're
So
right.
like
I know what
how
you're
can
saying.
how can we say, oh, it doesn't taste like Knob Creek? Well, yeah, because it's a single barrel.
Yeah.
You're getting the
No,
one
I get that.
barrel.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So I think I appreciate the fact that it's different.
Yeah. No, I think that it's a very interesting and different
Yeah.
bourbon experience.
Is it just me? Like
No, not at
should
all.
it reflect what the product is, or should it be different on its own?
I think that it should. I really do think it should reflect the product that it's building off of, and add something special to it.
Okay.
This to me just takes everything, throws it out the window,
It does.
and goes, here's what we think works. It's just not a good pick necessarily for me.
For
It's a
Knob
good-
Creek.
Yeah, it's a good bourbon, but it's not a good Knob Creek bourbon pick.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just where I sit.
Matt, what do you think?
I like y'all's philosophy, like regarding the fact that if you're gonna pick a single barrel of something, like look for the aspects that are in that whiskey already, like regular on the shelf Knob Creek.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're looking for like that nutty kind of like rich oakiness, but like I don't know. Like I think one of the things that I think single barrels in general are like bound to be like an inconsistent product, right?
That's true.
Yeah. There's so
So-
many
That's a good
variables.
point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So I don't want to cast too much judgment because it is a single barrel and it is gonna be different. I mean, I can totally understand why if you guys went for Jackson Liquor Store in Lexington, Kentucky,
Yeah.
why you guys wouldn't personally pick it. But pardon me, I don't know. I kind of like it as it is. Like it's a little one note, but like
Yeah.
I really like oak bomb whiskeys in general. So
Yeah.
like the fact that it's super oaky and woodsy and kind of smells like grandma's basement, like
Yeah.
yeah, like
That's fair.
I
think
totally
that's
agree.
fair. Yeah.
I'm more on that. My palate is more of that sense. Is I'm like,
Yeah.
I want that just deep
The
earth,
darker. Yeah.
rich.
yeah,
Yep.
Give me the barrel.
yeah,
Like I will sink my teeth into the barrel.
right.
So this was a 13-year
Yeah.
pick. Do you have any idea what it came out of the barrel at, proof wise?
It came out of the barrel at 128.
Okay, so not terribly far off.
So just a little bit of
from-
water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the pick that I brought along, which I went along for,
Yes.
which I'm a fan of. Curtis is excited because he
Yeah.
hasn't had this in a few weeks, but
Which I'm just gonna say like this is the better bourbon. In my opinion. I guess it's so different. Like, how can you say that? But
it's so incredibly earthy.
there's so many layers.
Yes, absolutely. It smells like really just like a garden.
And then you
To me.
taste it,
Yeah.
which we haven't tasted it yet.
But there is still some sweetness of, and it is not an artificial sweetness, but it is like the sweetness of like caramel and chocolate too that presents itself. And I think that really on the nose, in this case, it's pretty well married. I mean, I don't think that anything is really butting heads with anything else. But do you guys want to taste it?
Man, after the last one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm super pumped.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
super pumped.
That face,
So,
though.
before-
I wish you guys could have seen his
Yeah,
face
yeah.
because that was brutal.
Yeah, before we taste it though, nose compared to the last one to this one.
I like
Hey.
this nose better.
Okay,
I like this nose better too.
I agree.
Although I have to say, I am already missing Grandma's house. So.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude.
Man, it's like mole. It's so good.
This is what I'm talking
Oh.
about where
It's so complex.
you take what works about a bourbon and you just ramp it up to 11
Yeah.
and it's just I'm
Yep.
so happy I was part of this.
Yep.
I'm sorry that like I can't share it with too many people, but it has these really specific dark notes to it.
But then the nose is so floral.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird.
I know. And then on the finish, it's like really, really sweet. I mean, just super sweet on the finish, and it doesn't go very quickly. I mean, the finish I
No.
think just is this entire train ride of an experience.
It's like it's like the Willy Wonka. You know, you taste it. I forget what it was.
The everlasting
she turned-
gobstopper.
No,
No, you're talking about the
it's like a 5-course meal.
in the piece of gum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the piece of gum. It's like a 5-course meal. Like there's so many different layers.
I would really like to try this with like a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
I think that it would go very well with like a with like a brown gravy.
Mm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Thanksgiving
yeah.
meal
it-
would be great with this. Yeah.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it is a super specific instance for it to be enjoyed. But it's so good. It's so good. Yay!
Man,
It is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else?
Oh, we
goes-
got.
I meant what I said when it's like mole. Like
Yeah.
there's so many layers going on in there. Like
Yep.
it's got like richness. It's got like nuts. It's got spice.
It's got
everything.
Like life.
Yeah.
It's got everything.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my favorite part about this bourbon. It is a 14-year-old bourbon. Okay. Regular Knob Creek single barrel is bottled at 120 proof. This came out of the barrel at 121 proof. So all they had to add to it, was a gallon of water.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we're basically drinking the barrel
Pretty much
proof
out of the
version.
barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've now had this bottle for probably about a month and a half,
Yeah.
and it's just gotten better
Mm-hmm.
the longer I've had it.
Yeah.
And
And it pains me because I was telling the guy, I was like, yeah, my friend Perry, he was on a pick. It was like, it had so many layers. It was so many, it just was, I was like, wow, so good. He was like, yeah. I was on a pick and I did this and I did that. And I was like,
oh yeah,
it's not going to be as good. And I was like, I'll take it and I'll take it anyway.
We'll see.
Yeah, and then
We'll see.
and yeah.
I'm sorry to the guys at Jackson's. You know what I'm gonna do?
I hope they take me on a pick at some point.
I'm gonna go.
I really hope that happens.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
They should be like, hey,
You know what I would really love to do is at some point in the future do like an official "This is my bourbon podcast" pick.
that'd be badass.
And I mean, it would have to be probably through a store or something. But
Oh, yeah.
I could imagine that being like primo.
I think it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. It would
Yeah.
be very different. But anyway, I'm gonna have to go into Jackson's and bring them a sample of my
You should.
Knob Creek pick.
You should.
'Cause, yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us for this special bonus episode. As we said on the full episode this week, if you want to hit us up on social media, we are at My Bourbon Pod on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can head to bourbonshop.threadless.com for all of our apparel and accessories and everything. Give us a 5-star rate and review on iTunes or Google Play or whatever you're on. Counteract those crappy reviews of people who don't give us any feedback. Don't understand what their problem is. If you want to become a patron of the show, you can head to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. Kurt's trying to get into my phone. I don't know why.
I'm getting the same notifications as you.
on
so.
on Instagram. Yeah. Thank you all so much for listening to this special bonus episode. We'll see you next week. But until then, I'm Perry,
I'm Curtis.
and this is my bourbon podcast special episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Bye, everybody.